We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways, eating up the night. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Sunday in a tired old street. Police have got the chokehold. And we just lost the beat. Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? Don't tell us you need us, 'cause we're the simple fools looking for America, crawling through your schools.
Looking out over that Golden Gate Bridge on another gorgeous sunny Saturday, and I'm seeing that bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Don't you remember?
It's your favorite radio station, your favorite radio city, the city by the bay, the city that rocks, the city that never sleeps.
Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Brooklyn, Michigan, not the city of rock and roll. If it was Byron Daly's version of the song, it'd be, well, I got this checkered on 2 and Fuel. How about that for a joke tonight? Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Michigan International Speedway, where we are live tonight for the Kickass Beef Jerky Series here in Sim500 competition. Alongside Mitch Rollo, I am Ben Kilcrease, round number 21 here for the Xfinity Styles race cars on the iRacing service here in Sim500. Mitch, and here we are at Michigan International Speedway, the big 2-miler. It's going to be a lot
Hey
of,
guys, welcome to Michigan.
full throttle racing and some maybe a little bit of slip of the grip later in the run as these cars tend to get a little bit sideways as the run goes on.
But here we are, looking at the playoffs.
So
Actually,
while
exciting.
we talk
The big
about
thing
that,
here
let's
tonight,
go ahead
guys,
and pause
is,
real
starts
quick
and
before we go to the break for
restarts.
station identification.
Please.
So welcome back to Michigan. Sorry about that as we prepare to run you through the starting grid here in just a couple minutes. Qualifying coming to a close here at the big 2-miler. Looks like Donnie Leah is going to lead us to the green flag. That, of course, unofficial. A couple seconds left in the qualifying, so we'll see how everybody kind of shakes out as we take a look at the championship standings coming into tonight. Just 2 races left before the chase or playoff begins. Top 16 make it in, and Dandonair is on the bubble right now. He has 11 points in front of Randy Yoakum and 19 points in front of Chad Cole, 21 points in front of Brian Chambliss. So those 3 guys are all within striking distance to make the chase, and we'll keep an eye on them over the course of tonight, and we'll update you as much as we can on the points outcome over the next race or over this race and the next, rather, heading into the chase. But nonetheless, let's run you through tonight's starting lineup, and it'll be Donnie Leah taking the pole, and that number 18 to his outside. Missed it by just 1/1000th of a second. It's the 39 of Daniel Falkingham.
Starting third tonight here at Michigan, going to be the 20 of Chad Coleman, and to his outside, 2-tire Daly, that's the 06 of Byron Daly.
Tommy Ryan going to roll off inside of row number 3. He'll be in the number 99 there. To his outside, it'll be Scott Sibley in the number 12.
Dwayne Vincent in the number 13 going to be starting 7th tonight, and 8th to his outside going to be Nick Timms in at number 17.
Number 33 of Ryan Howard rolls off 9th. Brian Macklin going to round out the top 10 as the rest of the field going to scroll across the bottom of your screen. Some notables in that. Chad Cole, one of those drivers on the outside looking in for the championship standings, will start 22nd. Justin Fuller did not get a time in. He'll start 23rd. Brian Chambliss, also one of those on the outside looking in for the championship playoffs. He'll be starting 26th. 30 cars here tonight at the Michigan International Speedway as we're set to go for 80 laps, and it has been the Byron Daly, Daniel Falkingham season here in the Beef Jerky Sunday series. They have 12 wins between the two of them, 4 for Falkingham, 8 for Daly. Justin Fuller has a pair of wins. Comstock has a pair of wins. Hightower has a win. Jabu has a win. Marinac has a win. And those are the only winners so far this season. Mitch, could we see a new face in victory lane tonight?
It is entirely possible. This field is so deep with unbelievable drivers, Ben, that any given night, any one of these guys can win. So it's going to be interesting to see here as we close in on the playoffs to see if we can get a new winner before the playoffs do hit. It's going to be fun to watch for sure.
Daniel Falkingham leads the championship standings coming into tonight with, like I said, 4 wins, 15 top 5s, and 15 top 10s so far this season for the driver of that number 39. He'll lead us to the green flag on the outside of the front row beside Donnie Leah. So here we go, Mitch. Michigan International Speedway, 2 miles. It's big, it's fast, and well, it's going to be, it may come down to fuel, may come down to tires here tonight. It's really up in the air when we visit the high banks here in Michigan. Don't really know what to expect here. It's it'll give us some sort of excitement, though, we can guarantee.
Absolutely, these guys at Sim500, I sound like a broken record, I know, saying this over and over again, but always seem to put on such an amazing show, no matter what track we go to. And tonight I don't expect anything different. I expect these guys to be 4, maybe even 5 wide on some of these restarts, so it's going to make for some good excitement here at Michigan.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen on this initial start. They've got 80 laps to decide who wants to get to the checkered flag first, and well, to kick that off, we're going to do it right now. Pace car dips down on the pit road. Boy, getting tongue twisted already. They stack them up 2 Donnie Leah and Daniel Falkingham front row. Green flag in the air, and we're underway at Michigan.
And a very even start for the two leaders. Falkingham might have actually beaten to the line there as they work their way into turn number 1 here. Donnie Lee on the bottom side, Falkingham on the outside. And we'll see where these guys want to be restarting the rest of the night here as they work through 1 and 2. Falkingham looks like he's going to have the advantage off of the corner going to the back straightaway.
So give Falkingham the whole shot, as they say in motocross. He'll have the lead to the back straightaway, but Donnie Leah not falling too far back. He's not side by side with the 39. No, that battle will go for second between Leah and Daly. Daly on the outside, Leah down low, working through 3 and 4. Looks like the top shelf going to be the way to go early on, as Byron Daly now trying to clear the 18 on the front stretch. He'll do that, just that. Pulled down to get in the slipstream of Falkingham, who leads the first lap.
And here comes Chad Coleman in number 20 as he comes around the outside of Donnie Leah into turn number 1. But Leah going to dive it in, stay out in front of that 20 of Chad Coleman. And these guys working through turns 1 and 2, side-by-side battle. The first one on track is between the 13 of Dwayne Vincent, and that's the 99 of Tommy Ryan on his outside.
It's a top 4 single filed and a pair of side-by-side action rows behind them. Vincent working the bottom side of the racetrack, as well as Brian Macklin down there in the 30 machine. Vincent going to clear the 99 of Ryan over in 3, slide up in front of him in 4, and he'll take that spot on the front straightaway. But here comes Ryan, the advantage on the outside. Gets a gets a bumper right back to the outside of that rear bumper of Vincent's machine down into turn number 1. So those guys are going to continue to battle out. That would be for the P5 position. Looks like Vincent's going to have it now as Macklin on the move from 10th all the way up to 7th, looking for 6th if he can get around Tommy Ryan in the first 3 laps.
Brian Macklin, one of those guys that's just been so consistent this year in the top 5 and the top 10. And honestly, it's one of those guys that we talked about pre-race where, some guys that haven't won, and Brian Macklin definitely at the top of that list of guys that I think probably should have a win by now. Just judging by the way he's ran, week in, week out with these guys. So look for Macklin to work his way to the front like he is doing right now as he clears the 99 of Tommy Ryan and slips to that 6th position.
So, with that being said, we'll go single file, fence post formation all the way back to about the 15th spot, where you have Doy Woods challenging that number 44 machine of Glenn Campbell. They'll go side by side down into turns number 3 and 4. You see Justin Fuller there in the mix as well, trying to work his way through the field, and that 51 was fastest in practice, I do believe, if not, it may have been one of the faster machines in practice, but nonetheless did not get a qualifying run in, had to start from the tail end of the field, and is slowly but surely started to work his way towards the front.
Absolutely, and I just want to point out the number 5 car of Chris Caboo. What a cool paint scheme to throw back Jeff Gordon Rainbow Warrior car at number 5. So definitely cool to see that car out there. But back to what you're saying, yeah, Justin Fuller, no qualifying time, but no matter what, Justin's going to make his way up to the front of these fields at one point or the other, as he's right on the bumper. Doy Woods in that 07 back battling for that 17th spot as they work to the line. Doy's going to have it right now, and Joey Katina on his outside, side by side, working into turn number 1, trying to make something happen.
Almost some 3 wide action there as Fuller got a run on a turn 4, decided better of it and pulled back down, as Jatina is still trying to fight around the outside of Woods to the back straightaway, and maybe Fuller says, I'll jump up on the top train and see if it's rolling a little bit better than the bottom. Down in 3 and 4, Fuller right behind those guys, just in front of them. Jabu gets passed by the 44 of Campbell as he kind of sets his sights a little bit further in front of him. Campbell trying to work his way through the field as well. Started 19th, is already up to P15 here in the first 7 laps.
And these guys having a great battle, almost 3 wide heading into turn number 1, as they now just remain double file as they go through 1 and 2. And Fuller is slowly but surely making his way up through this field right now. But he wants to just make sure he keeps the fenders on it, keeps the tires under it, so that he has something left for when he does get up and through this field. But right now, I'm sure he feels like there's a lot of roadblocks in front of him. So Fuller probably getting a little frustrated behind the wheel of that 51. But there he goes underneath the 67 of Jeff Ryan as they work to the line. Ryan going to have it at the line, but Fuller probably going to clear him in the next couple laps.
for the lead. Daly looking to the inside of Falkingham. Down in 1 and 2, but Falkingham going to try and fight back on the outside line. 39.06. They go side by side. 12 wins separating this pair down the back straightaway. And they are putting on a battle here. 1/10 of the way through this race tonight. Daly trying to get by to 39. Sends it into 3, looking to slide up in front, but not going to be able to clear him. They'll still come side by side, door to door, onto the front straightaway. Falkingham, a little slip up there, but still got the momentum. And still side by side with that 0-6. A great battle for the lead up front.
Great battle for the lead as Falkingham still on that top line, which is the preferred line here early on in this race. But Byron Daly to the lead. He's going to clear him maybe off with 2. Wow, that was close. As Falkingham tried to stick his nose back in there, just couldn't do it. So move Daly to the lead.
And he did it on 4 tires.
He did, which is unusual.
So Byron Daly to the lead. Falkingham falls to second. Donnie Leah, who got the pole, has not led a lap so far tonight. Looking to do that in the next couple, though, as he closes in on Falkingham, looks to the inside. That'll be a battle for the runner-up spot. Here comes Donnie Leah to the inside. He's got no wins this season. Would love to get one tonight here at Michigan.
Love to get that win, and Donnie Leah, definitely one of those guys that is capable of winning here in this series. As they go down the back straightaway, here comes Leah on the inside, trying to make something happen here. I just don't know. Well, I mean, Byron Daly made it happen on the inside, so that is a sign that maybe there's going to be multiple grooves working in here on the racetrack as we move through the run. But Leah now sliding back into the clutches of the 20 of Chad Coleman. So Coleman trying to work up into this battle. Now we got 5 cars up here under a blanket battling for the lead, and there's Macklin behind them.
And we do, of those 5 cars, 12 wins, but those wins come from the first 2 cars in the group. All 3 behind them, hungry for one tonight here at Michigan. Coleman now to the inside of Leo, slides up, almost some contact there off turn 2.
Yeah, that was close as these guys racing hard for position early on in the run when those tires are fresh, and it's easier to pass guys as they work into 3 here. You see Brian Macklin and Chad Coleman now side by side battling for that 4th position as they work off of turn number 4. Macklin gonna just about clear him. Looks like maybe Macklin is gonna clear him now, going down the front as he does, and into turn number 1. Macklin now has the 4th spot.
So Macklin up to 4th from P10. Big mover in that number 30 machine. He is looking for a good run tonight here at Michigan. He is close to the bubble spot. He is only 9 points to the good coming into tonight as we go on board with that 30 machine as he closes in on the bumper of Donnie Leah. Macklin would love a win tonight. Off of turn 4. A little bit of slip up there for Macklin. Got a little tight, had to get out of the throttle. That is allowing Leah to open up that gap between his rear bumper and the front of Macklin's machine as they go down into 1. That battle still going on, but it's kind of simmered down for the time being, and we go a little bit behind those guys. But we have Ryan Howard battling side by side with Scott Simley, and just as I say that, Simley going to get the wall off turn 2.
Yeah, he got it pretty good. I don't know. We'll see if there's any damage on that machine as we focus on that 12 car. Doesn't look too bad from my vantage point, but nonetheless, Simley does scrape the wall there a little bit. And right ahead of him, there's that 42 David Comstock. And Comstock, another one of those guys where expect him to be up front and battling for the win every single race out there. And he's definitely making his way up there slowly but surely. And David, one of those guys that likes to save his tires early on in the run.
Absolutely, and still early on in this run, only 14 down, and we've been clean and green since the initial start of this race. So we've had 14 green laps on these tires. Everybody just trying to really figure out what the car is going to do on the long run here as Howard trying to get back around Vincent. He does that in turn number 4, slides up the racetrack. Vincent thought he was going to cross him up there, decides better of it. That was for the 7th position. Give it to Ryan Howard there at the line as now the top 6 cars in a train down into turn 1, all following the tracks of that 06.
All following the tracks of that 06 is right. It's Byron Daly right now, still right in front of Daniel Falkingham, and down the back straightaway. Everyone just so even right now with these fixed setups. For all you guys out there that don't know what fixed setup means, it means everyone out there is on the same setup. Everyone's running the same equipment. So everything is completely equal that way. So these guys all riding around the line right now trying to find something that they can differentiate from these other guys to try and get around them. And right now, though, just a line. The first 6 cars really under a blanket here at Michigan. So it's going to be interesting to see as the run goes on, if tire wear becomes an issue or if these guys are just going to ride in line, for the majority of the run.
Go ahead and throw Ryan Howard in there in the next couple laps. He's coming with a head full of steam in that 33, looking to get up to the 7th position for Howard. And then right behind him, Vincent leads a line of cars with Comstock, Timms, and Simley all in line there. Then you have Randy Yoakum back in the 12th position. One of those drivers flirting around the bubble spot. He needs to gain 11 points on Dan Denaire tonight, and so far looking pretty good to gain some. Denaire sits 19th, Yoakum sits 12th, and boy, was that Timms that was almost in the wall.
Yeah, that was
over
Nick
in
Timms.
one.
And Nick Timms got a piece of the wall over in turn number 1 there. It wasn't very much. He just scraped it looked like as
Just got up in the marbles.
yeah, as it just went straight there. So Nick Timms doesn't look like any damage on the right side of that machine, so it's lucky for him. But these guys, that's one thing you got to be careful about here at Michigan is, a lot of these cars just running.
Oh, Fuller in the wall off 4, sideways is the 51 and in the grass.
And we'll get a replay of that up as we watch him go through the grass, and it gets air through the grass as that was, his front end was about 5 feet in the air there, Ben, as we'll get a replay up, and Fuller going to pull over here, hit the inside wall, and probably park it and call it a day. We'll see what happened there. Get the replay up. And, oh man, there was contact between him and Doy Woods off of turn number 4, and then he got up into the wall after that. Got a bunch of air through the infield, and Justin Fuller has pulled over and parked his machine.
Wow. So a big moment there. Driver coming from 23rd and worked his way up to 14th at the time of the impact and the ride to the grass. Not going to be his to win here at Michigan. So Fuller behind the wall now as we go back up front. Battle still ongoing for the lead. Falkingham and Daly's in the wall. Byron Daly has tagged the wall off turn 2. Falkingham to the inside now. Donnie Leah to the inside of Falkingham.
Big battle for the lead here after that melee as here comes Donnie Leah trying to take the lead away from Falkingham now after Falkingham just got it after Daly got in the wall, and Donnie Leah going to clear him, and he's going to lead his first lap of the race here tonight at Michigan. And wow, I mean, not a lot of damage. I mean, the right front is pretty crinkled on that 06 car, but his car should be okay as here he comes back down to the bottom underneath Brian Macklin, so his car must be handling okay still.
Oh, look at them all close up here in the top 4, side by side and tail to nose. Down the back straightaway they go. Leah leads Falkingham, and then that side by side battle for 3rd between Daly and Macklin. Daly had the lead for a good portion of this race until the contact over there with the safer barrier off turn 2. He finally clears the 30 machine and trying to get back up and into position. Leah slips up. He gets tight off of turn 4. Almost 3 wide for the lead. Almost 4 wide as Falkingham to the inside. Here comes Macklin to the inside of Daly.
Unbelievable as Brian Macklin tries to throw it in 3 wide but thinks better of it. Here comes Byron Daly. They're 3 wide for second off of turn number 2.
It's going to get tight. Going to get tight. Going to get tight. There's some bumping and banging. Macklin all the way down to the apron, trying to regain control of his machine back up and onto the racetrack. He is going to come out about 5th out of that. And here comes Daly on the bumper of Falkingham. Almost tags him over in the center of 3 and 4. Daly trying to get the lead back.
Oh my goodness, what a turn of events is that. I feel awful for Brian Macklin as he just, continues to have luck and issues where he gets put down to the apron like he did right there on the back straightaway, but 2 wide back in behind them, almost 3 wide as they battle for that 4th spot with Chad Coleman, Tommy Ryan, Brian Macklin, and
now
Ryan Howard.
Sorry, Falkingham has made a mistake off 2, and here comes Daly back to the inside, trying to take the lead back into turns number 3. He'll slide up in front. Daly back to
crossover.
the lead. Falkingham trying to cross him over on the front stretch. Here he comes back to the inside. Can he get there? Falkingham. Daly throwing the block. What a race we have got here in Michigan. And remember, folks, we're 22 laps into this run.
22 laps in, but you would think it's lap 79 as these guys battling like it's the last lap for the win. Here comes Falkingham trying to get a run through 1 and 2, but Daly right now pulling away from Falkingham just a little bit, but side by side for third as Donnie Leah and Chad Coleman are trying to joust for that third position.
I think they're doing a pretty good job of jousting for that third spot as Coleman really deep down in the 3 there. Able to rotate the bottom pretty good, and off turn 4, he's going to have the run on Leah as Leah pushes up, almost gets a piece of the wall there again, as the handling kind of going away from that 18 machine. He got couple laps led there, and now he's starting to slip back. He's 4th now, in jeopardy of losing that position to the 99.
And there's so much happening here in this top 6 or 7 cars. It's insane as they work off of turn number 2 now. And Byron Daly running out, he's got about a 0.3 of a second lead now. That's the biggest lead anyone's had all night long here at Michigan. But back behind them, it's a hornet's nest, starting with Brian Howard and Tommy Ryan side by side for that 4th spot as they work through 3 and 4. Here comes Ryan Howard with the run on the bottom side, and Donnie Lee behind them waiting for them to slip up.
And don't look now, but Comstock has entered the picture there in the 9th position. I'm sorry, in the 8th position. For that number 42, he's been saving his stuff, and now he has caught the lead pack. Now he's just got to be able to work his way through all this madness.
And that's going to be really tough to do as he's got a roadblock in front of him of 2 wide, 2 deep. So he's going to have to be careful about how he does this. And Brian Macklin going to be wanting to shove his way back up through there as well. So those 2 guys wanting to go to the front, but they got to be patient with how they do this. They don't want to wreck their race cars.
Absolutely. It was a couple weeks ago at Iowa. We had a absolute thriller as Macklin gets a piece of the wall there off turn 4, and looks like we're shaping up again this week to have another thriller here at the Michigan International Speedway. It was Daniel Falkingham who stunk up the show last week, but not tonight. It's been a Daly Falkingham battle all throughout this whole opening run, and well, we're working lap 26. Got to be wondering about pit stops coming up.
Got to be coming up in the next 5 to 10 laps, I think, Ben. As I mean, I don't foresee them being able to go any more than 35 laps on a tank of fuel, maybe 40 if they're lucky. So definitely, it's going to get more interesting once pit stops happen. We're going to see who comes out on top, who loses some spots. So it's going to be cool. Hopefully, these guys like Brian Macklin, who have fallen back after some contact or an incident, are able to make up a little bit on pit road.
And who's going to be the first to dip out and get those fresh tires? That may be the deciding factor of who wins the race. So we'll see when that happens, who it's going to be, and we'll be sure to let you know as we just continue to watch this battle for third between Ryan and Coleman. Kind of settle down for the time being, single file off of 4, and just as I say that, Coleman's going to slip up, and Leah's going to get the wall. Howard's going to go in the grass. Look out. Doesn't get it quite as bad as Fuller there. Howard up onto the racetrack again as Leah and Howard both contacted off of turn number 4.
I'll tell you, Leah got a ton of that wall coming off of turn number 4. You saw it on the broadcast as he just pounded that outside wall, so hopefully that car not compromised too badly from that contact. We see these cars getting really, really tight here, though, on lap 28. So, these guys might be coming down pretty soon, just for the sake of having fresh tires on those machines.
Absolutely, as Leah kind of trying to regain his thoughts as he works onto the front straightaway. But look who has just quietly snuck up into the top 5. David Comstock, after all that's picked up a couple positions and finds himself up inside the top 5 on a bumper of Tommy Ryan, and he may have something for the lead in the next 5-10 laps if we don't have pit stops thrown in.
And on board with David Comstock right now. You'll see when he goes through the corner, just nice and smooth on that wheel, nice and easy, not overdriving the car, not diving it in on entry or anything like that. Just nice and smooth is the number 42 of David Comstock, and that's part of the reason why he's so good at saving his stuff. Is he's just such a smooth driver, and you know, David's been around for a long time and he knows how to do that. So, and he's one of the best in the field, and maybe one of the best on the service at saving his tires.
Absolutely. We work lap 30 here at Michigan International Speedway, closing up on halfway point, and it is Byron Daly out in front. It's been a wild one here. We have been clean and green since the opening lap of this race. Here comes Chad Coleman to the inside of Daniel Falkingham. That's for the runner-up spot over in turn 3.
Coleman trying to make something work on the bottom side as Falkingham going up the track. Oh, he's close to that wall, and maybe just trying to scare me a little bit as he looks to have turned away from the wall at the last second there as they work down the front straightaway. Look at this battle for second behind Daly, and Daly's got to be loving seeing this in his rearview mirror.
Absolutely, as Coleman going to have that spot for now, and off of turn 2, Ryan trying to clear the 39, but not going to be able to. Down the back straightaway, they'll go side by side, and Comstock looking to make it 3 wide. He's got a big run heading down into 3 for the 42.
They're still 3 wide, side by side as here they come through 3 and 4. Ryan in the middle, and he's got to be careful here as Falkingham almost in a wall again as they work down the front straightaway. Here comes Comstock. He's going to have third at the line, Ben.
Still 3 wide, though, down into turn 1. Who's going to let up? Who's going to check up? Well, nobody. The answer to that question is finally they get back to 2x2 racing as Ryan gets by the 39, and here comes Falkingham back on the attack. He gets a good run off of turn 2. Comstock not able to put the power down he needs to be able to off of turn 2 there on that bottom side, so he'll fall back into the 5th spot where he was just a handful of laps to go. So David Comstock back to 5th as the rest of the drivers start to maybe prepare for pit stops coming up as we work lap 32 now of 80. I was just going to take a break there before that battle heated up, but don't worry, you won't miss anything. We'll keep it on side by side, or corner to corner rather, so you can keep up with what's going on the racetrack. Pit stops coming up as well when we return, and we'll give you a full field rundown right here on the Sim Racing Network. We'll be back.
TransService has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why TransService has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
How to make a Kickass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or 2 of Kickass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kickass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kickass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kickass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kickass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in Rat poison?
Yeah, rat poison.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Welcome back to Michigan International Speedway. You don't know how deadly tobacco can be for you, your friends, and your family until you visit tobaccofreeflorida.com. Find out all the deadly facts and how much money you can save if you put the pack of cigarettes down with their cost-saving calculator. That's all at tobaccofreeflorida.com. Give them a call, 1-877 you can now. It's Byron Daly out in front of the field, though, here in the Kickass Beef Jerky Series and Sim500 competition. He has got about a 0.4 of a second lead over Tommy Ryan and David Comstock. We've had some jumbling up during that commercial break. Chad Coleman got a piece of the wall. Daniel Falkingham continues to fall further back. He is back to the 8th position, and Mitch just looks like that machine is lost. Oh, grip as Donnie Leah gets another piece of the safer barrier right in front of him.
Yeah, and these guys just tired. Let me try that again, Ben. These guys' tires are just going away so rapidly at this point. And working lap 40 now, these guys have got to be coming to pit road any time now. And I'm sure Donnie Leah wishing that time to come to pit road was going to be a little bit earlier, as he is now hit the wall a couple of times. I cannot talk tonight.
I think all the excitement early on has got us both tongue-tied as here we go, halfway coming up, and I think it's going to be a race to pit road, and Tommy Ryan going to be the first one down, so he'll win that race easily. Oh, Macklin's going to slide through the grass, take the cone with him. They're crashing behind. Josh Parker was sideways.
Wow. And that was an eventful pit road entry there for the 30 of Brian Macklin. We'll get a replay of that up so we see exactly what happened there with Brian, as he just came in a little bit too hot. We'll see coming through 3 and 4 right now. I don't think he was planning to come down.
Yeah.
I think he saw everyone going in front of him.
It was a late choice.
Yep.
And he decided to come down, and that's never a good thing, and especially for a driver that is only a handful of points out in front of the playoff cutoff. That's not what you don't need a penalty if you're Brian Macklin at this stage of the race.
Absolutely not. But and I don't know if he got a penalty or not. That'll probably be a stop and go penalty for Brian Macklin, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have to see here this time by if he does in fact come back to pit road. As you see, David Comstock working off of turn number 4 now. Has not come to pit road yet, as I assume he's going to be coming this time by. We'll keep an eye on Brian Macklin right now and see if he does indeed have a penalty to serve. He will come down this time if that is the case.
So waiting on everything to cycle around here as Comstock looks to be heading down pit road this time, so he'll relinquish the lead to the big cat Chad Cole, fresh off of his Knoxville trip at the Knoxville Nationals over the past couple of days. He'll lead his first lap here tonight at Michigan. One of those drivers outside looking in from 22nd up to the lead, and he's brought Jimmy North with him from 27th to 2nd. Brian Chambliss 26th to 3rd. So you see these guys right here, Chad Cole, Brian Chambliss. These are the guys that need points. Mitch, they're just out here praying, hoping for a caution right now.
Yeah, and I don't know. They got to gamble at this point. I understand that, but looks like Chad Cole going to be coming to pit road this time, so that strategy not going to work out for the 82. The big cat, Chad Cole, coming down this time.
Dandon Air, right, that was in that mix with those guys. He scored around the 22nd position right now. We'll see how everything cycled around. He's on the bubble coming into tonight. So, again, we'll let everything cycle through here. Looks like Jimmy North scored the leader right now in that number 48 machine as he works down the back straightaway. Good to see him back here in Sim500 competition.
Jimmy, one of those guys I always enjoy having a conversation with after these races. Pretty entertaining guy to talk to.
What'd you call it, a conversation?
I mean, I don't know what you call it, but here he comes to pit road. So
more like a life experience.
Yeah, it's it's an experience of its own. You got to. I mean, he could sell lots of tickets. The Jimmy North conversation experience. I guarantee you, people would pay for that service.
Absolutely. So that leaves Brian Chambliss out. John Mushton also still on the racetrack, and it looks like, well, E.J. O'Rourke out there as well. But other than that, looks like everybody else going to cycle around. And still waiting on that to happen. But right now, it's Brian Chambliss who's getting a little bit of TV time out in front of the field as the sun going to poke its head out of the clouds there and shine some light down on us here in Michigan. Boy, that was some rock and roll there. Maybe they did build this city on rock and roll.
They might have. They might have. You never know. You have to ask whoever built
I
the
don't
city.
think Starship had Brooklyn, Michigan in mind when they wrote the song.
Probably not, but you never know. I mean, we got to get him on for an interview. That's all there is to it. We got to ask him.
Maybe Snowball Showdown, they can perform the national anthem for us.
Sounds good, yeah.
Brian Chambliss still leading here in the Kickass Beef Jerky Sunday Series. Not anymore. He's going to dip off down to pit road this time by. Going to take it nice and easy, not to overdo it. Coming down to 55 miles an hour. That is going to leave John Mushton Jr. out on the racetrack in that number 11. And that'll put him in the lead for a lap or so. Give him that lap lead there at the line.
And John Mushton, a warrior out there, you know, he never has the best luck, and you know, definitely not the fastest car out here in the field, but just goes out there and has fun and does his thing, and now leading a few laps here at the front of the field tonight. So that's good to see for John Mushton.
Keeping his car clean tonight, looking good in that number 11 Chevrolet Camaro is John Mushton, leading a couple laps, getting some TV time. You can catch him in the booth with Joe White tomorrow for the Trans-Service Cup Series live over on the OSRN as Mushton heads to pit road this time by. That leaves Tommy Ryan out in front of Byron Daly. Now we're officially cycled back through and can go back to the race. Tommy Ryan in front of Byron Daly. Ryan going to lead his first lap of the race there. So here we go. Race is on to the finish now.
And I just want to point out, Brian Macklin came to the pits, and he was in around the 5th or 6th position, I think, if I remember correctly. He is now in 3rd position, so Brian Macklin either had a really good pit stop, or he also probably made up some ground because he was one of the first cars to come in there on those round of pit cycles. So good job by Brian Macklin to get up back into the 3rd spot there as he works through 3 and 4, and up ahead of him, like you say, Tommy Ryan leading this thing. Byron Daly stalking him, trying to run him down and get that lead.
Macklin has got the, well, we probably may not have a lucky dog award because we may not get a caution this race, but we'll give the lucky Joker award to Brian Macklin. Took the pit cone out coming down the pit road and did not get a penalty there. So that's a surprise of its own there for Brian Macklin not getting the penalty. He's able to, like you said, work his way up and into the 3rd position. But the battle for the lead is what's going to happen right now as Byron Daly has closed up on the bumper of Tommy Ryan and off of turn 4, maybe taking a look to the inside. Here comes Daly to the inside of that double 9.
Double 9. Never heard that one before as they work side by side. Oh, Tommy Ryan in the wall! He just clipped the wall on entry as Byron Daly now going to pull ahead of him going through 1 and 2, and I believe maybe going to clear him. Yes, he does. And Byron Daly back to the point after an interesting entry to turn 1 there by Tommy Ryan. Just with that wall, you know, it's actually not that hard to do. That wall, you know, protrudes out a little bit further than the rest of the wall, and he just barely caught that thing.
Absolutely, and you know, as a driver, I've done that many times, watching the mirror or just not paying attention. You know, you kind of get in a rhythm and just slip up a little bit close to the wall, and then once you just barely touch it, it kind of grabs a hold of you and takes you for a ride, and that's what's happened to Tommy Ryan there. Cost him the lead over just a lap ago. We worked lap 50 here at Michigan, and it's Byron Daly leading Tommy Ryan. Sits second, then it's Brian Macklin, David Comstock, Ryan Howard, Daniel Falkingham, Doy Woods, Josh Parker, Donnie Leah, Randy Yoakum round out the top 10. Then Nick Tim, Scott Simley, Chad Coleman, Dwayne Vincent, Bob Gillenwater, Chad Cole, Dan Denayer, Jimmy North, Joey Jatina, Brian Chambliss. That is 11 through 20. Doug Sigmund, Brian Wertman, Chris Jabu, John Mustard Jr., E.J. O'Rourke, Steve Herring, Paul Nicholas Cooper, Jeff Ryan. That's the remaining cars on the lead lap. Fred Thompson, the only car one lap down, and Glenn Campbell, Justin Fuller have both pulled it behind the wall.
Right now, looking out the back of the 30 machine of Brian Macklin at the nose, that 42 Camaro, that's David Comstock stalking him, trying to run him down, trying to get by that 30 machine as he closes right in on the bumper through the middle of 3 and 4. And here comes Comstock to the inside off of turn number 4. He's going to get to the inside of Macklin, try and make something happen here. And here comes Comstock. He is going to be ahead of Macklin at the line barely as they work. Oh, wow, and he clears him on the front straightaway. What a job by the 42 of David Comstock, now in the 3rd position.
So Comstock up and into the podium spot here in Michigan. Got a little bit of right side damage on that car, so he's obviously tagged the wall at some point of this race, as has just about everybody in the field, I think, at one point or another. Maybe not the case for the 33 of Ryan Howard. He's had a pretty clean race. He's well, he does have a little bit of right side damage too, so maybe he has tagged the wall. He's had a couple of exciting moments. Was in the grass at one point and down on the apron on the backstretch in another, in a couple of 3 wide instances, and has found himself P5, and he's racked up quite a handful of top 5 finishes across the 3 series here in Sim500 over the past couple weeks. 4 in this season alone here in the Kickass series, and he's got 8 top 10s to back up those top 5s as well.
Ryan Howard has been such a consistent driver in this series. We talk about him week in, week out. You know, it doesn't matter at any point in the race. He's going to be battling up in that top 5 for a position, and you know his results this year definitely speak for themselves, and that he's one of the most consistent drivers here in Sim500. Just always kind of keeps his nose clean and comes out on mostly in the top 5 in these things.
Tell you what, David Comstock has taken some big bites out of the lead that Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan have built up. He is closing in on these guys in a hurry, and we may have a battle for the lead within the next 10-20 laps as we close in on 26 laps to go. This time by at the flag stand, Comstock looking to have a good long run car, trying to chase down Byron Daly. He's got just over a second to do so.
And I think he's going to do it. I mean, David Comstock was one of the later cars to come to pit road in that 42, so he's got the freshest tires out of a lot of these guys out here. And look at him close in on these guys. He's just 0.8 of a second back right now, and it was a 1.2 seconds just 2 laps ago. So David Comstock definitely, like you say, taking big bites out of that lead, and he's going to be on the bumper of Tommy Ryan here anytime.
Just a 1/10.5 the last lap alone for Comstock as he heads down into 3 and 4. We'll see what he takes out of the lead this time. The field putting a lap on Jeff Ryan. Looks like Ryan going to head pit side. No, he stays up on the racetrack. Got some right side damage for that 67 rather. Comstock here at the line. Going to take about another 1/10 out of the lead. So Comstock on the move, closing in, crunching down on that lead of Byron Daly on lap 56. He's got just 9/10 to make it to the lead.
Yeah, and he's got to be careful, like I know he will be, to save those tires and make sure he doesn't overdrive it. You know, just because you're faster than a couple of guys doesn't mean you should push it at this point in the race. You know, he is smart though, and he's probably, you know, even though he's biting into that lead, he's, I would assume, still saving some tire. You know, with being on fresher tires than those guys by about 3 to 4 laps. So David Comstock really in the driver's seat right now and can control his own destiny.
Absolutely, another 1/10.5 there to 42 as he's now on the bumper of Tommy Ryan, and we'll see if Ryan kind of steps out of the way, lets him chase down Daly. If I'm Ryan, that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully they'll get to battling for the lead, and I'm able to catch up both of them when they makes a little bit of contact, and I'll be able to drive off into the sunset. But we'll see what that 99 decides to do as Comstock closes up over in 4. He is there onto the front straightaway. 23 laps to go here in Michigan, and he leaves the lane open for the 42. Comstock not quite close enough to really capitalize that time by as he's a little bit held up behind the 99. Slows down on lap times there, but still cuts out of the lead of that 06. So Comstock getting held up and still closing in on the 06, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, Comstock's got a really insanely fast car right now, comparatively speaking, to these two leaders here in the top two, Daly and Ryan. He's just got to make sure that he doesn't, overdrive that thing or panic and try to get by Ryan, earlier than he really has to. We still got, over 20 laps to go. It's going to be 22 to go at the line this time. So, Comstock's still got some time to get up and past that 99 and the 06 for that matter.
Absolutely. So, over the past two races, Watkins Glen and Iowa Speedway, only 3 cautions total. Looking to make that only 3 cautions in the last 3 races for this series. If we can stay clean and green all the way to the checkered flag for just 21 more laps, it'll make 2 races in a row caution-free for the Kickass Beef Jerky series.
Yeah, and these guys doing an incredible job in this series. Here comes Comstock trying to make it too wide with Daly, or with Tommy Ryan rather, but can't do it. But as I was saying, these guys, they race really hard, but they race really clean. I mean, for them to go caution-free the last couple races, yeah, Watkins Glen, there's going to be no cautions anyway. But as aggressive as these guys are, for them to go caution-free any races is a feat in itself, and it really shows the skill level and the talent level here at Sim500.
Absolutely. Prior to New Hampshire, Kentucky only had 3 cautions. Daytona had 3 cautions. Chicagoland had 3 cautions, and we were back at Iowa, which they bumped it up to 5 there. Back at Michigan, we only had 1 caution earlier in the year here. So looking to beat that record tonight, as we have been clean and green for 61 laps, and now we're into crunch time here with just under 20 to go from Michigan International Speedway. We're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll keep it on corner to corner so you can see what's going on the racetrack as this battle for second heats up and may develop into a battle for the lead over the next couple laps. You're watching the Kickass Beef Jerky Sunday Series live right here on the Sim Racing Network.
How to make a Kick-Ass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or 2 of Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kick-Ass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kick-Ass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kick-Ass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Trans service has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles. And maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why Trans Service has been successful for 50 years. And that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
Snowball Showdown just around the corner in December. For more information, you can find it all out at thesimracingnetwork.com/snowball. $1,000 up for grabs in the super late model main event. Almost $10,000 up for grabs over the course of the weekend. The second annual Snowball Showdown in December. Close call there in the battle for second as Tommy Ryan gets up and out of the way. He says, go run down, David, as Comstock gets by the 99. He up to P2, coming to 14 laps to go. Oh, and Ryan back to the inside. Did Comstock he must have a problem. Wow. So will he use what he just found out there to try and run down Byron Daly? Good opportunity to find out right here. Is down in one. So Ryan up to the top shelf of the racetrack, back down to the bottom, and it looks like that top to bottom really working for the 99 as he's closing in on Byron Daly.
Look at that. He found something with that line band as they head into turn number 3. And Tommy Ryan running down the 06 of Daly for the lead, but so is the 42 still right behind the 99. So those two guys running down Daly. Daly's got to be sweating bullets, seeing them back there, hoping they get to battling side by side for second.
I think there was a mistake that Ryan found that line. I think he was letting the 42 go, turned it down and said, whoa, this thing's got some grip, and decided to go back on the attack because now he thinks he can run down Byron Daly, and he's doing just that as Ryan closed in on that 06, coming to 12 to go this time.
And this is about to get interesting because we thought that the 42 David Comstock was going to be the only one to have anything speed-wise for the 06 of Byron Daly, but now both the guys behind Daly, both Ryan and Comstock, look like they're going to be faster than Daly, coming down to the to 12 to go here, and it's going to be a three-way battle for the lead and for the win here, I think, at Michigan.
Buckle up because it's getting exciting. Macklin is within striking distance if these three get to battling pretty good, and Macklin, one of those drivers that needs as much points as possible to give himself a nice cushion over the rest of the competitors in the playoff field. So we'll keep an eye on him, and just needs a good run for that 30 machine, having a couple of bad luck runs over the past couple of races, looking to finish up and inside the top 5 well tonight.
Yeah, Macklin, a good rebound after hitting the wall, and also, like we were talking about earlier, that huge moment he had getting on pit road, missing a commitment cone, but somehow didn't get a penalty. For him to be running top 4 right now is really astonishing, and really a nice job by that 30 to rebound from all those misfortunes and mistakes early on in this race.
Oh, contact for second. Comstock and Ryan come together. A little bit of door banging action down the back straightaway. That's what stock cars are good for. Can't do that in open wheel racing for sure. Some contact off of 2 between the two drivers trying to run down the leader. And they're still side by side off the corner. Almost more contact as Comstock real close and personal with Tommy Ryan there on the front straightaway. But even though they were side by side, look at that, they still close in on Byron Daly.
And it's go time. It's 10 to go, Ben. These guys realizing that it's go time. And look at Tommy Ryan. He's going to have that big run going down the back straightaway yet again. He's going to try and cross David Comstock over. Is he going to be able to do it? Whoa. Wow, that was close. He's still trying to get underneath him, but can't do it. That's the 98 of Steve Herring up and out of the way for those guys. Good job by him. But Comstock now in the second position can try and go and run down that 06 of Byron Daly. And that Daly's got to be worried up there.
9 laps to go for the 06. By the way, if you were wondering, at that halfway pit stop for the 06, he did take 4 tires.
Which is also unusual for the 06.
I think he had to. He had about 41 tires on the 41 laps on the left side tires. He didn't have 41 tires on the left side. You will never see that from Byron Daly. Nonetheless, though, 8.5 laps to go down the back straightaway as Comstock. He is closing in. He is there on the bumper of that 06 machine. Brian Wertman just in front of those guys in the 35. The next car, they put 1 lap down and see if that lap traffic any kind of factor to the finish of this race as Comstock down to the bottom on the front straightaway. Daly kind of down to cut the straightaway off as well, trying to do everything he can to keep that 42 behind him.
And these guys just kind of riding in line right now. I don't think Comstock's getting overly aggressive just yet. Still 8 laps to go. 8 laps in Michigan is a long time. Is almost contact. Oh, and Brian Wertman in the wall.
In the wall, trying to stay out of the way for these guys, and he was side by side with leader Byron Daly off 2, and that just killed Daly's momentum down the back straightaway, has allowed Comstock to close up to the bumper. Now 7 laps to go here at Michigan. We have been green flag racing for all 73 laps so far, looking to close out with the checkered flag in 7 laps as we go on board with the 42-1.
On board with Comstock as you see trying to chase down that 06. Doesn't have far to go now, just a car length or 2 ahead of him. And man, this is going to get really good in these last 7 laps. These guys are going to do everything they can. Daly going to do everything he can to stay in the lead, and Comstock going to do everything he has in his repertoire of weapons to get around that 06. So these guys both trying to, do 2 different things. But Daly's got tight.
Pushed up a little bit there, and so did Comstock. They were both out of the gas off turn 4 and to the front straightaway. Where's Comstock go? Where's Daly go? They're all almost contact in the 1. Side by side for the lead. Comstock's got a bumper on the 06 to the back straightaway.
These guys just have 6 laps to go as they work to the back straightaway. Here comes Comstock as you see Byron Daly. Oh my goodness, has the lead still as they work into turn number 3, and Comstock going to duck in back behind the 06. But, that just proves that Comstock, he's just waiting for Daly to make that mistake. As here he comes, he's right on the deck lid of that 06 yet again. 06 blocking him to the low side. Here comes Comstock trying to make something happen. Goes to the high. He faked him out. There he is.
Cross
he's
over there.
Yeah.
Comstock back to the inside. Another bumper down in 1, but can Daly keep the momentum up on the top side of the racetrack to the back straightaway? They'll go side by side again. Tommy Ryan licking his chops back there in that 3rd spot. Daly clears the 42, at least for now. Comstock still within striking distance, coming to 4 to go. This time by off of turn number 4 through 3 and 4 rather. Here comes Comstock. Oh, he backed the corner up real good. Gets a nice run off of turn number 4. Got a lot of speed. Head towards the front straightaway.
Here he comes. He's under. Oh, and Byron Daly just blocking him. Blocks him up the track. And here comes Comstock. He's around the outside of him. He's not going to get clear as he gets his nose chopped.
Oh, and there's contact.
Wow.
Contact between the 2 leaders. Gets the 06 sideways. Comstock, I think he's had enough of the blocking. Trying to get to the outside of Daly. He knows he's going to be hard to make that pass on the inside, but here comes Comstock. Got to run down the back stretch and into 3. Sends it off into 3. Can he slide job the 06? Not going to be quite far out enough. Coming to 3 to go this time by just 6 more miles at Michigan for the top 2.
And they almost made contact down the front straightaway, side by side at the line. Who's going to have it? That was Daly at the line as they work into turn number 1. Who's going to dive it in? Who's going to be more aggressive on the exit? Is Comstock right now has the edge, but Byron Daly going to have that run on the outside.
Daly gets the run to the back straightaway. Oh, there's some doors there. A little bit of contact between the front runners. Coming to 2 laps to go this time by Comstock again down on the bottom in 3 and 4. A little bit of a run down into the corner. Can he get the run off? He's going up the racetrack, and the 6 is still there. Close call. Comstock going to lead this lap with 2 to go at Michigan.
2 to go, and these guys are not wavering. Oh my goodness, they're just jousting. Here comes Comstock, contact with the right side of Byron Daly, and here comes Daly. He's going to try and cross him over off the corner. Don't know if he's going to be able to do it though. Down the back straightaway, here they come as we look from up in the sky. David Comstock to the lead, and Byron Daly trying to chase him down.
I think the contact is just going to be enough to seal the deal for Comstock through 3 and 4. He'll get the white flag this time by. Coming for the final circuit in what has been an outstanding race here in Michigan International Speedway. Daly doesn't have anything left in the tank for the 42. Comstock Going to get the white flag. He's got just 2 more miles.
Just 2 more miles for that 42. He clawed and scraped his way to that lead. He did everything possible, like I said, that he needed to do to get to that lead. And now Byron Daly falling into the clutches of Tommy Ryan, but David Comstock trying to break that draft down the back straightaway. I don't think they're going to get to him though, but here comes the battle for second to the line, and you can make the call off of turn number 4.
Off of turn number 4, David Comstock. What a finish here in Michigan, from 10th to the win, his 3rd of the season. David Comstock wins at Michigan.
And what a battle it was for the lead in those finishing laps, Ben, as these guys were trading paint coming to the line with 2 to go, and ultimately David Comstock making his way to victory lane here tonight. And what a battle it was.
Wow, I can't wait to chat with him, and we'll get to chat with Tommy Ryan first. He had the front row seat to that, but we'll talk to him after the break. We're going to stay on corner to corner so you can watch the celebratory burnouts there from David Comstock on the front straightaway. He'll take that racingbids.com Chevrolet Camaro to victory lane here at Michigan in an outstanding battle to the checkered flag. A clean and green race. All 80 laps under green flag. What a show here in the Kickass Beef Jerky Series. Getting some congratulations from the whole field as David Comstock, a winner here at Michigan. Now he burns them down, and we'll go corner to corner so we can get ready for the post-race show right here on the Sim Racing Network. We'll be back with top 3 interviews.
How to make a Kickass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or 2 of Kickass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kickass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kickass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kickass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kickass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
I'll go back to Michigan, and it's time for the post-race show here on the Sim Racing Network. First, we'll send it down to Mitch Rollo, who's caught up with Tommy Ryan. And the only thing I want to know from that third-place driver is how much did he pay for that ticket to the seat that he got for the battle in front of him there?
It was an unbelievable battle for the lead there in the final laps, Tommy, and you had a front row seat for it. Talk to me about what you saw, and talk to me about how your race went.
Yeah, that was pretty fun to watch. I really thought they were probably going to end up taking each other out, but I wanted to make sure it was on the last lap so I could get me a win. But still a great third place finish. I mean, David was harassing me there for several laps, and I was trying to hold him off, and I was actually letting him go in turn 1, but he blew the exit so bad I didn't have a choice but to pass him again. But I just figured he probably had something for Byron, and I was hoping, like I said, those two started getting together. Maybe I had a shot at it, but I didn't have anything there at the end. I don't know if I just tore my tires up on the outlaps of the green flag stops there or what, but still, man, third place finishing here is something to be proud of.
Absolutely, a run to be proud of for the 99 crew. And talk to me about how that car was driving. It looked really tight from up here in the broadcast booth. A lot of guys slapping the wall here tonight. Did it just look tight, or was it definitely a little on the tight side tonight?
Yeah, especially out of the box, man, it was pretty really tight. And then about halfway through, man, if you could get your tires on certain seams. It would rotate pretty decent for you, but you really had to be patient when you started rolling back into the throttle to make sure you didn't kill the outside wall on the exit. But it's patience, man. I about killed it 2 or 3 times. But I got I don't know if I actually had damage or not, but I caught the wall on the entrance of turn one just before Byron got to me, and I don't know if that hurt my car enough. But it's still a great finish, man. I had a blast. These things go green like this. I know it's probably not the most exciting things for anybody that was watching because we like to see some yellows, but it's fun to go green to green or green to checkers all the way. So.
Absolutely. It was an awesome run for you tonight, an awesome run for the league here, caution free here at Michigan. Is there anyone you want to thank for your third place finish here tonight?
Yeah, my sponsor, Northern Tool and Equipment, Coastal Safety Otters, Patriot Fire, Dwight Beverly for hooking me up, and all of these are my teammates, man. We work strategy, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but we have fun doing it. So thanks to you guys putting on the broadcast, and Joey for putting up with everything he has to in here. So it's a good deal.
Awesome. I appreciate your time, Tommy. Thank you.
Yep, appreciate it, guys.
And I'll send it back up to Ben here while I go and chase down the second place finisher who, I don't know what his emotions are going to be like, Ben.
I don't know. The only way to find out is to ask. Is Byron Daly going to have to wait at least one more week for win number 9 on the season? He got to 8 and then he stalled off a little bit. So we'll see when number 9 is going to come for that number 06 machine. But he had a great run tonight here at Michigan and was part of one of the best battles we had all season.
And I'm down here with Byron Daly, rather, as I found him. And Byron, that was an unbelievable battle coming the last few laps there with David Comstock. Talk to me about what you saw with your windshield and how you felt about that battle.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really fair, and then it's always a good battle with David. Kind of disappointed to give that one away. I thought it was in the bag there with the pit strategy, and he ran us back down and took it from us. So it was fun to battle with him for sure. Kind of was hoping to get back in victory lane after Watkins Glen there. I actually like road course racing, but I was pretty embarrassed how bad I was right there. So I was really hoping to kind of rebound from that, and came up one step short, I guess.
Yeah, regardless of whether you finished in the lead or second, it was definitely an awesome battle to watch between you and David up here in the booth. I know me and Ben were laughing and giggling after that one. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch you guys up there. But Byron, is there anyone you want to thank here tonight for your second place run at Michigan?
Yeah, Kickass Beef Jerky for sponsoring the series, Sim500, SRN for broadcasting. It's never good to finish second, but hey, we'll move on to next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Byron, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Thank you.
And I believe, Ben, you have caught up with our race winner here tonight in a heated, spirited battle between Comstock and Byron Daly, but you have caught up with that winner of this race, David Comstock.
Absolutely, and it did not come easy for the driver of the 42. Tonight, his third win of the season comes tonight here in Michigan, and 2 of the last 3 go to Mr. Comstock as he tunes up for a run in the playoffs here. David, boy, yeah, tonight wasn't easy. Car got a little bit of wrinkled there in that battle, and had some battle scars even prior to the battle there for the win. But walk us through that whole race, and especially those last 10 or so laps.
Well, car looks pretty clean from my side, but yeah, pretty much it was just the way this thing drove was really, really tight. So you're doing everything you can to try to conserve the right front for the first half of the run to try to be that much better against your competitors toward the back end of the runs. And hats off, first of all, hats off to everybody tonight. It was running to make this thing go caution free. Being able to just let the whole strategy play itself out. I didn't think that really the undercut, or I thought the undercut was going to be the way to go, but I didn't want to pit with anybody in front of me. I don't like doing that just because there's so much discrepancies on when you're coming into pit road of who's going to slow down where, and you might run into each other and get yourself wrecked coming on a pit road. So I always like trying to be, if not the first car, try to be by myself going in, just so I know I can maximize on my own side of it. And didn't think I was gonna have enough time to catch him there, and just the battle we put on there between even Tommy leading up to getting to Byron wasn't easy by any means, and we had to race each other really hard. And thankfully with those guys, especially Byron being a good friend of mine, we were able to do it really clean and be able to trust each other and know we're not going to do anything to try to ruin each other's race there at the end.
Absolutely. It was a great show. We certainly enjoyed it up here, and we had some great racing throughout the whole race, even though it went flag to flag. I mean, the green flag action really provides for some great racing here in Sim 500. But let's talk about the next couple of races. We head to Bristol next, and then we start the chase, and you get 2 of the last 3, maybe looking for 3 out of the last 4. If we talk to you next week at the end of Bristol, how big of a boost of momentum is that heading into the chase?
Yeah, definitely. It'd be anytime you're able to run really well consecutively, it's going to be a good boost in confidence. Bristol might be a wild card, just because that place, everything can happen so quick at that place with short track style racing, and we're running so fast around there. So it's just going to be pretty much trying to keep your fenders clean and trying to get caught up in someone else's mess and not make a mistake on your own. And if you're able to come out pretty good, I'm been so at that place lately, so I don't know really how I'll do there, but beyond that, it's just trying to keep these consistent runs to be able to put ourselves in championship form here.
Well, we look forward to seeing how you do next week. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again, but for now, and for win number 3 on the season after a spectacular battle, who gets it done behind the scenes for you?
I'd like to thank everybody at Aftermath Motorsports, all their support every single week. And then the admins here at Sim500 for running the leagues for us, Kickass Beef Jerky for sponsoring the series, and sponsoring the car, RacingBiz.com. If you go on to Facebook, check out Racing Biz. We got live auctions that run on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, as well as daily auctions Monday through Friday. So go check them out on Facebook as well as online at RacingBiz.com. We got a new hood sponsor here with New Day Doors in the Gastonia area. So if you're looking for like garage doors or front doors, porch doors, stuff like that, go hit them up. New Day Doors. And then we got Monster Energy, Gary Mercer Trucking, JD Layer, JDR Graphics for paint my cars, and you guys for broadcasting. All the fans and friends out there watching, thank you guys.
There you have it. David Comstock, win number 3, comes here at Michigan, looking for 4 next week up in Tennessee. And what a race, Mitch, tonight. Wow. Just a lot of storylines leaving here. The battles throughout the race, and then the championship standings heading into Bristol is just spectacular here. I'll go through them real quick. Now, these are unofficial right now, but this is how it looks. Chad Cole has popped into the 16th position. He is only followed by 2 points to Randy Yoakum, 3 points to Dan Denaire. So 5 points separating 16th through 18th, and even Gillenwater up in 15th isn't too much in the safe. He's only 10 ahead of Chad Cole. EJ O'Rourke only 2 points ahead of Gillenwater. So 14th through 18th only separated by about 20 or so points. This is really going to be interesting come next week at Bristol, where anything is possible, and we may have some hurt feelings at the end of the night, Mitch, after some short track racing.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be certainly one for the ages. Working down to the playoffs, close as we are and as close as the points are, it's just going to be so fun to watch the different storylines and the different comers and goers in the race and different point situations that guys are put in during the race, and how they race differently at Bristol compared to a place like Michigan tonight or another track. It's going to be fun to watch as well. So going to be lots of reasons to tune in and watch that thing and see who makes it, who doesn't, and who just comes through and somehow makes their way into the chase. Maybe we're going to have maybe a surprise or two, so it's going to be fun.
Could be. So we'll be looking forward to that, and hopefully you'll join us back Wednesday night for the WCIParts.com Truck Series. Be sure to tune into OSRN tomorrow over for the Trans Service Cup Series. It'll be back right here at Michigan. But for everybody behind the scenes here at SRN and for everybody at Sim500, I want to give a big shout out to Kickass Beef Jerky for sponsoring this Sunday series, and our congratulations go out to David Comstock, and a big pat on the back to everybody in the field for putting on a great show for us here tonight. For Mitch Rolo, I am Ben Kilcrease. We'll see you next Sunday. Remember, when you're out there on the roads, to put that phone down. Good night from Michigan.